Pinkies, I hope you are well. Today I'm doing a very simple Hobonichi page. I have quite a lot of stuff to do in the lead up to collage sheets, so I thought I'd do a nice little laid back hobo page. I have quite a bit of stuff to get on this page, so I'm a bit worried about how I'm going to do it. I maybe have to spread a little bit over into Tuesday's page because I don't think much is happening today at all, so I feel like I am okay with pushing a little bit over and just sort of making it known that that's part of Monday. Not that heaps happened on Monday, but I did get a lot of ephemera on Monday. I had an early birthday present arrive on my doorstep from my lovely girl Lisa. She and I have been friends for many years, and we met over our love for knitting and wool. A lot of the women that were my bridesmaids at my wedding, I actually met at knitting camp, and yes, that is the thing where we went and knitted and spun wool and crocheted and did classes and things. And Lisa and I actually did a hand dyeing class where we taught people how to hand dye, and so we've been friends for quite a few years, since our kids were very little. And she surprised me with a dress for my birthday that she actually sewed for me. But this is my beautiful dress, and I absolutely was so shocked. I actually have that fabric ready to hand over to Sian, who was going to make a sketchbook cover for me with this fabric. So when I saw the dress with the same fabric, I went nutso. I tried it on immediately. I'm actually going to belt the dress with a bright yellow and white polka dot belt because it's I lose a lot of my shape, but it's fantastic for when I want to be at home, when I want to be comfy. But when I want to go out and be very fancy pants, I will belt the dress with a cute bright belt and some yellow Converse, I think. And so I actually drew this last night on the couch, so I didn't actually show that part, but I thought I would continue working on the page for today's video. So I drew like a little selfie with the dress on in a different style. I've been like playing with different styles of self-portraits to try and work out which way I wanted to have my girl, but then I thought, why bother? Why stick to one style? I know that if I've got, you know, a crop fringe and pink hair, it's going to be a version of me. Someone did ask for a little cartoon character of me in collage sheets, so I may or may not do it yet. I don't know. I don't know if people would want it, but I know there's been a little bit of asking to have a little cartoon version of me for their journals, so we'll see if I get the time in amongst all the other stuff I've got working on for collage sheets. But I drew a little quick sketch of me with the dress on and some love hearts, and she obviously gave me this beautiful letter that I wanted to tip in, obviously, and a pink envelope, which this was the tag that was attached to the dress itself. And I'm thinking I might seal up the envelope and chop it on the side and turn it into like a slip pocket for these things to go into. I think that will fit just. So I'm considering doing that. Lily brought home some rainbow paper that she said, I found some ephemera for your journal, Mum. Apparently they had like a treasure hunt, and this was rainbow paper that she got for something in the treasure hunt, and she nabbed it and said my mummy will love that for her journal. So I've got some rainbow paper from her. Also, the tickets to Cirque du Soleil came, and this is like the receipty bit. So the tickets are in my planner, actually. They look identical, which I thought was a nice touch. So like the same sort of look, so I want to include that. And this was also wrapped, my dress was wrapped in vintage pattern like tissue paper. So this is an old school pattern, so I want to sort of have some of that in there. And I also made a order a while ago with I'll have to check my emails who I got my washi tape from, in the search to find excuse me, in the search to find the polka dot tape that I've been hunting high and low for, which I thought was in this little pencil case, but it's obviously not. It must be in the one in my handbag. I've been trying to find this washi tape But instead, I'd found a lot of other ones, and so I made an order, and I ordered quite a few rolls of different tapes. That's not one of them, that's just like my go-to fluoro. I love this one. This one's nice and chunky. And I've got books, I've got stars, and I've got moons. So I'm gonna do like a tip in with all the samples on it. So that was something else that I have as well. So I've got all of those things. I've also got, I called my sister yesterday out of the blue, and Violet, or Wally as I affectionately call her, was home obviously because she's the smallest and not at school or kindy yet, and she came bouncing into the room and she said, "Look at my hands, Auntie, they have poo on them." And I laughed so much. They don't. She was digging outside in the dirt because they have a sand pit, so she was playing in the sand pit, and so she just called that poo. I laughed so hard, and my sister's like, no, she doesn't have poo on them, she's just been playing in the dirt. So I laughed so much that I just wrote the quote down, and I have many pictures of Violet from when we were there at Christmas time. I'm pretty sure there's pictures of her in here somewhere too. Yeah, down here. But I have some single shots of her from Christmas that I'm going to put a little picture of Wally in there because I just thought it was the best quote ever. So I've got quite a lot to try and get onto this page, and considering they're quite large things, so I might chop down this a bit because I don't need all of that space. Do I have her? No. Where are my scissors? Oh, finally. So yeah, I would definitely, because it's only the receipt, so I don't really care about what's on the back. So I can definitely, I could even put the washi tape samples on the back of this and have that facing outwards, because I think I want the washi tape samples to be at the forefront because I think they're really cute and cool. I wonder, does it fit that way? Will it fit that way? I could make that the slip pocket for the tags and stuff too. Because that fits, and then if I tape it on either side, that could be the pocket for like these items. Or I put the slip pocket over here, since Tuesday is going to be so boring. Well, it's not really enough an anything day, not much is happening. I did get a delivery of wool, that's about it, so I don't think that's much to, so maybe I will chop off the 26th and maybe put a little box for the 26th or something, or just skip it all together, like it just disappeared into oblivion, because I have lots of stuff that I feel is I want to document and I want to get into my hobo. So I definitely think once I put the photo and everything in there, I definitely think I might just cover up the 26 and make this like a double page spread, and then I'll put like a post-it note or something saying 26 officially cancelled, too boring to document, or something like that. So I thought I would just have a little intro, just have a little chat. This also was on the envelope, which was a really cool logo for the Cirque du Soleil on the envelope. I was like, I will keep that because hoarder life is real. So yeah, that's what's happening. I need to go get my Zig clean color markers, or maybe I'll do the pattern in pencil, because the little rainbows of the watercolor rainbows are going to be too small to try and do in watercolor. So I definitely need something that I can control more, so maybe colored pencil. Yeah, that might be a bit smarter idea than that. I have my red pen here so I can do my big red glasses, because Sian said to me the other day when I did my B6 journal with me and I did the Diane Reevely stencil, she's like, you don't have your big love heart glasses on. So I made sure that I did them this time, and I had red ones on yesterday, not black ones. So I thought that would be a fun little thing to add into my sketch. I mean, they look ridiculous, but then again, they look ridiculous on my face, but I get a lot of compliments wearing them, so they can't be all bad. So I need to put that little detail in first. I don't know whether I'll do watercolor or whether I'll just do it in color pencil, because I know that this isn't waterproof, and me trying to color in my hair with watercolor is going to smudge that. So that's probably not the smartest move you just did, Courtney. Anyway, that's what's happening today. So you'll see samples of these. When I'm rolling them out and putting them on the tip-in, I'll slow that footage down so you can see the prints better. I'm excited to see how the moon looks. Now, the moon one's from BGM, and I bought a few BGM ones in Japan. Like the really funky, some of the really funky ones from Japan are this brand. I do remember, however, that they're not the stickiest. So that's the only thing that I'm a little bit worried about, is that they weren't the best sticky quality, but they have beautiful artwork on it. So, I mean, for moons, man, I couldn't say no. And this is like watercolor cactuses. And this is like inky cats. They're not black, they're brown, but they look like they've been like watercolored. I couldn't say no. Couldn't say no. I've been watching Kitten Rescue on Netflix. God, man, that show bloody well breaks me.
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water when they hit the ground. I hear the sound of empty streets. Yesterday has gone to sleep, so all that's left is you and me. I can't promise you're the only thing I see. Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught up in a dream. Quiet voices in the night. Time is running out of sight. A lonely wind is passing by, tries to carry all the whispers that it finds. The walls are listening when we talk, making echoes as we walk. There's no one left but you and me. It's like a made-up place that only we can see. Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught up in a dream. Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. There's no one left but you and me. It's like a made-up place that only we can see. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke. And I will try to fix what has been broken. And take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken. And I'll let my mind be carried by the waves. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. Try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day.
Heart filled with worries, no more. In a world full of sorrows, what for? You watch the world from the place beneath the willow, the willow. So many years, too many tears on your pillow, on your pillow. Out of the darkness, a sound. It all seems so harmless. A silver light. Don't you wait, don't you wait.
So even though I love how this looks, I think it's not going to fit. I just ripped up some of that sort of tissue from the vintage pattern. So I'm thinking that I might just make a sort of washi tape border around the photograph and have some of the tape sampled that way, because I've already got some of this here. I mean, it will be a little bit hard for like the cactus. I think the cactus will look a bit ridiculous. Although I had a little bit of trouble getting that cactus print to sort of like it ripped a lot, so that was a bit of a pain in the ass, which I wasn't happy with, but so what can you do? So I think I'll just sort of add them around and have like little samples that way. I think that'll be less invasive. I don't want to put too many on because I still want to write stuff. So I think that was why I looked at this, and I love it, but I just think it takes up so much room and it will cover up a whole heap of the stuff, which I didn't want. So it's kind of like you got to be deliberate with what you choose to do. I'll put some down here as well. I keep taping the wrong pages together. Like I think I'm taping the behind page. I'm taping 2 pages together. I did that before. It's very annoying. But I'm liking how it's going together. It's very patchworky, and I'm trying to sort of rekindle the love with my little hobo, because I feel like I'm never going to be caught up. But this is like yesterday and today. Well, today nothing epic happened. Although Elijah's at a sports carnival today, and he just sent me a picture that he won a ribbon for 3rd place in the 100 meters. So now I'm going to have to like get a little picture of him in there somewhere, because he was going to wear, he's not very sporty. Lily's my sporty one. And he was going to wear jeans to his sports carnival, because he's like, I'm not going to compete. It's okay. I'm like, babe, this is your first high school sports carnival. You don't know anything about it at all, and you're already deciding to completely shut the door on participating by wearing jeans. And he's like, yeah, it's okay, I know I'm not fast. And I said, but baby, you never know. He's like, I run out of stamina too much. And I had suggested maybe trying the 100 meters, because I said, you know, just run flat chat and it's over really, really quickly. And so he obviously took my advice, and he did change into his sport shorts, and he's obviously the house color was yellow, and I feel for him, because I was in yellow house for sport my entire life, regardless of what school I was in. And I changed schools a lot in primary school. I went to the one high school, but in primary school I was in yellow, 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 yellow for I think 3 or 4 different primary schools. And in high school, I got put in the yellow team as well. So I couldn't escape the yellow team regardless. I don't know how the odds were not in my favor. Because I never owned any yellow. Even though I always had to go and buy like a crappy no-name yellow t-shirt from like Best and Less. Because I never had a yellow shirt. Now it's a different story. Now I have quite a lot of yellow. But he, in the end, changed into his sport shorts and his yellow shirt that I bought him the other day. And then he sends me this text message with a picture of his ribbon saying, I got 3rd in 100 meters. And I said, now, how would you have done if you were wearing jeans? And he's like, yeah, Mum. He just doesn't want to admit that I'm right. And I'm trying to figure out where my date stamp is. I know I used it recently, but it is currently missing, because I want to stamp the date. Oh, there it is. It's not currently missing. I'm just not looking very well. So this is the 25th of March. And my hot pink stamp is here. Yeah, that was a picture that I was not expecting to get today. So I have to document that, because he was so... Oh, damn it. I know that this is, I know this is not waterproof. Oh, well, it stays now, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, this is so typical. What I'll do is I will, no, too see-through. Joys of journaling with Courtney Diaz, who gets distracted and can't stamp a date to save her life. I feel like this should be a David Attenborough. Here we are, watching the artist make continual mistakes in her natural environment. Watch as she stuffs up this one. Oh my god! Oh man, I know people ask me for bloopers. I don't need to make bloopers. I just keep this stuff in the video.
Putting our life in boxes, erasing the memories so you won't notice. I'm taking the time to focus. You're by yourself, I'm by myself. Wish I could solve your problems. They're stuck on my wall like neon paintings, and I'm so tired of being honest to everyone by myself. I do it so well. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep taking my time through boxes and light. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. So good at trying, but we can't keep trying. We only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water when they hit the ground. I hear the sound of empty streets, and yesterday has gone to sleep. So all that's left is you.
Because Lily is very much like I am, and when I get mail, I keep the stamps and I keep the envelope and I hoard all the things. Lily's no different, and I tried to ask her if I could take the stamp off her envelope of her first pen pal letter from lovely Bonnie Morris's daughter, who wants to be pen pals with Boo. Made her day. It was fabulous. So she goes, "No, mummy, I'm putting it in my journal." And I'm like, oh, rude. So I have this sheet from a Flow magazine, one of the Paper Lovers ones, and they're little cute stamps that are very sort of childlike. So I thought I'd just put a few of the stamps down the side, because I feel like there's not many times when I'm gonna, well, I guess I could use them all the time actually, who am I kidding? But there's a little black cat in here that I think will be very cute, like a ribbon. And I know Boo's favorite color is blue, and there is like a wolf writing a letter. So wolves are one of her favorite animals, and I also really like the pink floral one next door to it. I just thought this was a cute way to sort of add some stamps without pilfering my child's. I mean, I could be really crafty and go scan it, but I'm just like, that's a lot of work to be stealing my kids' stamps off her envelope. Well, not even stealing, but like documenting it. So I thought this was a cute way to use up some of my stash, because I'm pretty sure I've had this sheet for a very long time, and a way to sort of faff up a little bit of the page. This is just the back of the envelope that my birthday stuff came in, and this is the piece of paper that Boo gave me from her little weird class treasure hunt yesterday. So I kind of wanted to include a bit of ephemera on it, and sort of, because I had the photograph taped to the piece of paper, but the paper's not actually that very sturdy. And so I thought there's no reason why I couldn't just add her photo to the back of that envelope. I've sealed the envelope up because it's no longer going to be an envelope. It's now just being part of the ephemera tip in, which I thought was a nice touch. But do say so myself. I sound very arrogant, don't I? Hopefully these look cute. I think they look quite cute. I found them in my stash drawer, and I was like, oh, they're perfect. Now I don't have to try and Mission Impossible my daughter's stamps from her pen pal. I sound terrible, like I want to steal my kids' stamps, but Elijah knows. He said, Mom, you can, maybe I'll let you tape my ribbon into your journal, maybe. Most times he will let me keep things from his stuff. I can't remember what it was recently, but he gave it to me. He goes, you can use this in your journal, Mum, like he knows. But Lily, she's got to fight it for stuff. So that's cute. She's already written her reply, and I may actually scan her letter and the reply letter and maybe put, like, tape those to the back, because I want to keep those sort of out of the public eye. Oh, that looks way better than what I had before. I did cover it up with a bit of rub-ons. I do need to print out Wally's little quote because I've covered it up, but I still want to add it. And then I'm going to add some journaling. And then obviously that will be it for this page, but it's because this day's not over. Elijah hasn't come home from his sports carnival, so I'll probably end up adding the photograph and a little bit of the journaling behind it. But this sort of was a mini continuation. If I want to add more journaling, I can just make a tip-in card and just make it like an interactive pocket instead of trying to journal on the pages. I mean, it's not, let's be real, it's not the most invigorating, creative way to show you how to journal, but sometimes when you've got a lot of ephemera, you have to get creative with how you get that ephemera onto the page, especially if you're generally working with one A5 page, and trying to get all the things in there at once is a really tricky way to do it. And I think that's why I struggle so much. Like, I still have vlog footage from Chinese New Year that I need to do a spread for you guys, which will come up very soon. I actually took video footage of the stuff that was happening in the city to incorporate in the journal with me, or hobo with me. But I've got so much little bits and pieces that I want to include on the page that has given me paralysis. Same with when we went to the Sugar Republic. I have all these photographs and everything like that, and I started by making this hideous background, and now I hate it. So now I've got to work out how to fix that page. Maybe that will be a video in itself. How to fix a page you absolutely hate. I can't make that video yet because it's still empty because I can't work out what I want to do. Page paralysis. It's a real thing. We should have like a meeting about it, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that have page paralysis. I need to put my little Rainbow Holic patron certificate. I joined her Patreon last month, and obviously April's the first month I will get billed, and it was because I chose to do the kawaii box for my birthday. So I'm pretty excited about that, and so I like her little printable that she has for when you join her Patreon, so I kind of need to add that in there. I accidentally printed 4 copies, so it makes it look like I'm really excited. I also printed off some extra photographs since I was already printing. These are from the weekend, and because I called my sister, I did consider putting a picture of the picture from us in there, but I think I might just end up putting it in my wallet because I love this photo. I actually have it on my studio desk in a frame. We don't have very many photos together. It's just my sister and I. But yeah, these are from the weekend when we went out on the Sunday, so they're there. But yeah, so just do my journaling, add a bit more sort of doodling and stuff, and go and get that quote printed, I think. And then I'm pretty much done. I might actually border this because it's boring.
Thoughts are spinning round in my head. I also sit down, 'cause I'm almost there. Now I see you through the window and I'm walking on air. But I won't let.
Something that I like to do, especially if I'm, you know, don't want to, if I want to do a few things hand-drawn or handwritten, I've been writing them out on my iPad and then printing them out onto like lined paper or something. The only problem is that I didn't realize that my quote for Wally was going to be so massive, which it is. It's like humongous, and even if I, tear it down a little bit, I think it may be slightly too big for my page. But I love how this looks, and I always use the sketch pencil, and I always just sort of freehand write things. So I kind of write the days of the week, like Monday morning, Tuesday thoughts, Friday musings, Saturday notes, Sunday's best, bed babble, bed notes, Thursday feels. Did I write Thursday twice? Yeah, Thursday's topics, Wednesday's wonderings. Just little bits and pieces that I can glue into my journal when I don't want to put sort of any, oh gee, wow, that's way too big. So basically what I do, I'm going to resize that because I think it's way too big, is I rip off a sheet of this legal paper and I put that in my printer and just because it's double-sided, it doesn't really matter what size it prints on. I mean, yeah, it's not straight or anything, but since when do I do anything straight? But I love how this sort of looks. I could obviously do it with a pencil, no problems, but sometimes I like to keep that file on hand and then print a few out and use them in my journals. But yeah, that's kind of way too big, so I'm gonna have to grab that one and size it down a little bit. You will not be able to see this at all, or you might. Okay, everything else will go dark, but I am going to grab this quote and I am going to size it down because it was too big, and I have to try and remember that this whole page is an A4 page, so I want all my stuff to fit on the A4 page. Well, it does fit, but I might size that down a little bit. Oops. Now I want it to be uniform, so it sizes it down in one way. And because this is all the one layer, I can just select them as is and move them around. It's also uniform. I mean, these were just very quickly scribbled on the iPad because I didn't want to waste a whole sheet of paper of just me writing the little Wally quote. And then I might grab the word musings and rewrite that because it's a little bit too... and I might actually make Friday a little bit bigger because I feel like it's a little bit squashed. But I just think it's a great way to sort of add some ephemera to your journal that you've handmade. I don't know if anyone would be interested in these types of things for their journals. I just enjoy putting them into my journals and have them on hand to print if I wanted to sort of make tip-ins or something like that. This is a great way to have those things on hand. And I know that I just got a book in the mail and I know you guys are gonna love it, so I'm going to finish this page and then give you guys a flip at the end of this video. Oh my goodness, guys, I've only done a little bit of a look through it, like a couple of pages, and oh, I need a whole cup of tea. I need a whole moment on the couch to devour and slowly take in this book. It is beautiful. It came from a recommendation from, I believe it was Fran Nerd on YouTube. I believe that's where I heard about it, in one of her studio vlogs. And I hope I'm right, because I feel like that was like one of the studio vlogs I've watched recently. And I really hope I'm right. Correct me if I'm wrong, or if anyone's realized where this artist got mentioned. I had never heard of her before. Oh man, my left hand's like not on. I had never heard of her before, but then when I went looking at her work on Instagram and her book, I was like, I need that in my life, and I had it ordered in milliseconds because it is the kind of art that really just makes my heart sing. And obviously Wednesday is massive. Oh, so I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So why do I have... which Thursday do I... Oh, I'll just keep both. Who cares? Thursday's for everyone. Then I've got all this space here, so I'm not sure what I want to... Hello, journal. Make your moments count. Lazy day. I don't love my handwriting, but it's mine, so I want to have it in my journal, and I just thought this was a cute way to do it. just going to write the word journal, because I always like seeing that word. So then what I do is I go to the share button up top, up here. So you do the little wrench, the share, I do PNG, and then I will hit print. And because mine are all done through AirPrint, that's how I do it. But I haven't put my pink paper back. I didn't put one sheet in. So I'll go add that to my printer, and then I'll hit print and pick my Epsom and print it that way. AirPrint is the best. All right, that's a bit better, although that's always the way, but I'm not going to waste it. I think it'll be fine. It's just a little bit ripped at the top, but we can just pretend that that's me being failed, because it's inevitable that I would have stuffed that up at some stage, considering how badly I stamp. But yeah, as you can see, that's a massive size difference, and I feel a lot better in adding sort of this to my page somewhere. If I put it here, maybe if I tear it a bit more. Yeah, and then that way the 25's not missing. I've still got a little is the operative word. A little room for journaling, which I want to do. Just means I have to write small. Maybe I can get it in between the 5. You can still tell that's a 5, right? If you can't, or I could glue it a little bit onto this tag. That's better. Let's put that down there. Although it's meant to be up here. Anyway, because I put that big ass clip there, I have to change it up. But I still want the quote on there because it made me laugh like uncontrollably, as if I had poo on my hands. But I didn't. Or sand. It was sand, it wasn't poo, but God, it made me laugh. My pencil's here, so let's just do that. Do that. And then that way, that has to go into the fold there. So when this folds over, and then that way I can just glue that down to there. And it stays like so. So there's that. I also just got this beautiful postcard in the mail, and it's from Mandy, and I want to say the Lonely Homestead Wife on Instagram, and she comments all the time on my Instagram stories, and I love me some comments. And so I'm going to pop that into my pocket as well because it arrived today. So I'm going to put those in there. Thank you for the beautiful postcard. This is one of her watercolors that she did last year, which I thought was beautiful. Such nice quality too. I was pretty impressed. And then I just need to, I want to add some yellow, I think, because I always seem to add pink and yellow to my pages. It seems to be what I do most of the time. I added a Sailor Moon tag to this page. I think I've added bits and pieces sort of off camera as I'm trying to sort of get places. Like I added that. I've added a postcard and the business card that came with something that I had picked up. I added this and some washi tape. Sort of like I've been slowly making progress on pages sort of back catalogued. So there's that good part of things. And I think once I add my yellow, I'm not going to do it in pencil because then everything will get resisted. I wonder if I want to use, will that bleed? Am I just tempting fate by trying to use a mermaid marker? So maybe if I do it a little bit and then I use some water to mix it out. And that way Because I know mermaid marker will move well on this paper. Tomo River paper works well with those sorts of things. Everything sort of blends really nicely. I know those are pencil hearts, so they won't move. And we'll put a little bit more on my paintbrush. I won't get near my hair because it's not waterproof. I know that much. And because this is like a mixed day, I'm going to bring some of that yellow over into this page as well, because I want it to sort of show that the pages are linked. So carrying an element over a page when you're doing a double spread is a good way to show that they're part of the same sort of conglomerate. It might sound weird, but it's not. It's true story. And if I want to, I can add some more pink into that. Wow, that's really bright. Come on, camera. There we go. It's because the sun's finally come out, and because I had my light settings higher because of all the grey days we've had, it's been a bit hard to sort of play with all the light. I'll have to fix some of that lighting and editing, I think. And I may also bring in some of this. This is the Letraset Aqua Marker in neon. It was electric pink. Really hard to find now, especially since Letraset got bought out by, I want to say, Winsor & Newton. And so finding that pen on its own is really hard. I have two. Also, don't leave your paintbrushes in water. It's so bad for them. So, yeah. Now I just got to add my journaling, and then I'm going to come back with a flip of that hot pot book. Alright, that is done and dusted. I will just add my photo of Lige when he gets home, because I'm about to go pick them up from school. And I think it turned out pretty cute. I know it's not the most, you know, amazing, but I got all the ephemera that I needed. I have like postcards and Lily's picture and all my bits and pieces in there. And I'll probably put Elijah's photograph in here. So there is that. Now, the book that just arrived is this one. Oh my goodness. It is beautiful. I've only seen a few pages because I kind of wanted to go through it with you guys very quickly, because I know this video is already very, very long. But it is so, so pretty. Let me pull it back just a little bit so you can see everything. I want to say her name is High Color. That's how I would pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it is done through an independent publisher, so she has curated it herself. And it is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it talks about her art, her processes, her artistic journey. There are pages from her sketchbook. It is so, so stunning what I've actually seen, because I wanted to get it on camera for you guys. It has texture. The pages look like watercolor pages. Like, you can see the texture of the paper in here, which I absolutely just adored. Now, I bought mine from Book Depository, which I thought was really nice to be able to get it from there, because I thought I wouldn't be able to, because it was like an independently published book. But so excited. Because she's such a recent sort of artist that I've just recently started following. Like, I literally saw a flip of this book in someone's video. I want to say Fran's, but I could be wrong. And I instantly purchased it. I don't have heaps of information on her. I just know that she drew Pink Haired Girls, which is obviously one of my big faves. And I loved the look of her art, and it was just everything that I love. And it's got mood, and it's got just layers and shadows and the coloring and the palettes. I loved it all. She talks about ideas behind her illustrations, and there is a bit at the back about her creating enamel pins. There's also a really beautiful section in the middle of the book, which is all pages from her sketchbook, which I highly appreciate, because not a lot of people put those up there. I think the little witches were something that I really loved as well, like her little girls in witches hats, and she draws a lot of cats, which, you know, ticking all my boxes really. And so this middle part feels like different paper as well. And these are pages from her sketchbook, which I just want to pore over because I love the way that she draws bodies and things. So it'd be great to sort of do studies and stuff personally off camera, and for my own sort of general feel, to get my hands used to drawing things like that. I kind of like that it's a little bit anime but also not at the same time. So beautiful. There's also a really big pull out page on this side, and I don't know if it's perforated. I feel like it is, but I'm not going to. No, it's not. I'm just really bad at thinking something was perforated. I have to keep an eye on time because I got to go pick up Boo in about 4 minutes. And I know Elijah's walking home because he just finished his athletics carnival early. So that means he'll be home in a few minutes. I loved this. Was the picture that got me, the witchy cat, and I feel like she made a pin out of this, or stickers or something. So I think I might go and find out and actually purchase those. And this is not her first book that she's made either. This one was made in 2017, and I feel like I might pick that up too. Like a girl with pink hair and her black cat. Like, I need this in a print. I need it yesterday. I love all of it. And then she's got tutorials for watercolor. I'm doing it very quickly because if you want to purchase the book, I don't want to take too much away from your own experience. And then the bit that I really liked back here was enamel pins and how she went about doing that, which I will read. And that is everything. So thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you guys again soon. My little boy has just arrived home, so have a wonderful day, Inkies, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.